Like, I'm sorry guys, but this shoe, as high as it was on the list, it's one of the ugliest shoes of the year. What's going on guys? Welcome back to Sneaker Talk for a brand new video. Today, we are covering the top 10 sneakers of the year according to Complex. And if you haven't seen the list already, I haven't seen the list yet, so this is going to be a blind reaction. So if you want to react to the list with me, that'd be really cool. So number 10 is the Nike Air Zoom Alpha Fly Next Percent. This is a sneaker that is not really big in sneaker culture per se. This is a sneaker that is really popular in the world of running shoes. To my understanding, I think I read somewhere online that this is a shoe that was potentially going to get banned because of how good it is in terms of performance. So I want to quickly read over what Complex says about the Zoom Fly or the Zoom Alpha Fly Next Percent. So apparently this is a controversial Nike running shoe that has Zoom paws and a carbon fiber plate in its midsole that was nearly banned from this year's would-be Olympic Games. That's a really big deal. If a sneaker is like a performance enhancing drug, I think that's definitely a very notable sneaker, and a really good sneaker too. They're going for $275 US dollars. That's a lot of money. I think I'll stick to running in my Ultra Boost. Number 9 are the Air Jordan 1 Air Balvins, or the wait, is that even the name, Air Balvins? The J Balvins. This is a sneaker that really is polarizing amongst the sneaker community. There's a lot of people like myself who just think the sneakers is not really good looking at all. This is an easy pass for me. I don't want anything to do with this shoe. But apparently, J Balvin fans, they love J Balvin and everything he does. Similar to Kanye West fanatics, J Balvin has his own followers that are really inclined to touch and purchase anything that J Balvin does. This is one of the first times we've really seen a Jordan 1 have this kind of look. It really looks like this DIY constructed with the scissor. You guys know what the scissors, I'll have them on screen right now. It reminds me of those cutout scissors where you can have cool shapes and funky lines. So it says here, it's supposed to represent his essence, capture J Balvin's essence as a person, what he represents in his music, his style, and culture. And it notes here in the article that when J Balvin was on full size run, it actually took 3 years to make this Jordan 1 happen. So really cool. It's interesting to see another artist come out with a sneaker collaboration. You guys know how Travis Scott has been dominating with Nike and Jordan brand collaborations. I wonder if this will just be the beginning for J Balvin and Nike or Jordan brand. Will this lead to more sneaker silhouettes on the way? Number 8 are the Travis Scott and Nike SB Dunk Low. This is a shoe that got so much hype this year. Nike SB and just dunks in general got so much extra attention compared to previous years. This was really the comeback year for the SB Dunk. It just makes sense that these got the hype that they did. They're a super unique shoe in my opinion. That black bandana print that I believe you can tear off and reveals an elephant print, and then you have that cool sort of plaid print underneath the Nike swoosh. It's a really cool shoe. Here's the values of the Nike SB Dunk Low Travis Scott and the resale value. And this is a shoe I would love to add to my collection. Coming in at number 7, we have the OffWhite and Air Jordan 4 collaboration. The women's one that dropped earlier this year for a retail price of $200. We'll have the resale prices on screen right now. I gotta say, this was one of my favorite sneakers of the year. I know a lot of people are gonna hate on the shoe, calling it simple, basic, super low key. They want more out of an Off-White sneaker, but I think he nailed it. I don't really like Virgil in terms of everything he does, but I really do like this sneaker. This is a sneaker that I could see myself wearing an absolute ton, and that's one thing I love when it comes to very expensive sneakers in terms of resale. How wearable is it? Can I get the money's worth out of the shoe that I'm going to be throwing at the shoe? This is one of those shoes that was designed for the ladies in mind, and I've seen a lot of ladies copy these shoes. I saw that they actually did a shock drop thing in America where they let women's accounts gain extra early access to the shoe, which is really cool. I don't really think we've seen that kind of concept done before very often in the sneaker realm. Anyways, let's get on to number 6, which are the Yeezy Foam Runner. This is a shock to me, actually. This is kind of funny. To me, this is like a designer Croc. This is Yeezy X Croc. I'm really surprised this is at number 6 on the list. Retail price was 75 US dollars. And how much are these things reselling for? I don't know. Let me check StockX real quick just to have a slight idea. Oh my gosh. What? A what? Retail was 75 US. These are currently reselling for an average price of about like $700 Canadian. So like 600 US or 550 US. That is crazy. Oh my gosh, that is insane. If you bought these sneakers, this is easily one of the best profit margins of a shoe or a shoe to resell this year. Wow, I'm actually in shock that it's on the list, first of all, and that they resell for so much too. That's crazy. Dude, I remember when these sneakers were like first rumored, or we first saw images of them online. I think someone on a motorcycle was wearing them, and it was getting clowned a lot, but apparently these are super, super comfortable. And considering there really aren't too many hypebeast alternatives for Crocs in the sneaker realm, I think it's really cool that Yeezy or Kanye decided to put this out. All right, on to number 5. We have the Joe Freshgoods X New Balance 992 No Emotions Are Emotions. I don't really think I would rock this shoe. Not really a fan of this. These really have its own look. I think it's really cool that New Balance had a very strong year this year. They released quite a few strong collaborations too. I think even Jaden Smith collaborated on a yellow banana pear looking shoe. They talk about how it doesn't have that same mainstream recognition as Virgil's or Kanye West sneakers, but his community, Joe Freshgoods community ties and knacks for design proved to be a perfect reintroduction for the 992 silhouette. So that's cool. This was originally a sneaker that was actually discontinued back in 2010. So 10 years later, they brought it out, and they brought it out with a hyped collaboration. It's cool that they put this on the list because this is a sneaker that was not on my radar at all, and I'm sure it wasn't on a few of your radars too. Number 4, I thought they would have put better, higher on the list in terms of how good it was. Number 4 are the Dior X Air Jordan 1. This is a shoe I honestly thought was gonna be put out like number 1 or number 2. So I'm really curious to see what will be number 1 on this list. But Dior Jordan 1, it's been talked about so heavily this year. Released on July 8th for a retail price of $220 US. We'll have the resale on screen right now. And these shoes are the pinnacle of hype in 2020. When I think of a shoe of the year for 2020, like the standout shoe of the year, the Dior ones is the first shoe that comes to mind. This was a collaboration that both tied in luxury goods and streetwear and basketball all into one shoe. I think they did this perfectly. It's such a beautiful shoe that I will never own. Number 3, we have the Union Air Jordan 4, released on August 29th for a retail price of $250 US. This is a shoe that I respect a lot now. I really respect this shoe, and that sounds funny to say that you respect a shoe. This is a shoe that people clowned and made fun of this year, like before the sneakers actually dropped, when there was like leaked images and stuff before the actual release, and it really made a lot of sneakerheads feel stupid. It's a cool shoe. I was probably one of those people. I'm not one to like mock and make fun of, but this was a shoe where I was like, ugh, what are they doing? Like, the Union ones were amazing, and they're following the hype of the Union ones. So for the leaked images to show up the way they did, it was like, damn, I guess they put all their effort into the Union one. And then the fact that when we found out you could remove the stitching on the tongue to reveal a regular Air Jordan tongue with the Jumpman that we all know and love, it's really, really cool. I know one person who actually has these shoes, or the guava colorway, the pink one, and he wears them the way they came in the box. To me though, if I were to buy these shoes, I need to get that stitching off as soon as possible. So number 3, the Union X Air Jordan 4. Now that is, I think, 2 or 3 years now with Union and Jordan brand. What is going to be next? I am super, super curious which Jordan model will be next. Coming in at number 2, we have the Ben & Jerry's X Nike SB Dunk Low Chunky Dunky. Oh my gosh. These shoes, honestly, I would put there in the same amount of hype, if not a little bit more, because this is a shoe that people would genuinely wear versus the Dior ones. The Dior ones is such a shoe that you really wouldn't see too many people wear, but the Chunky Dunkies, I remember seeing people wear these, and it was just such a cool release. In my opinion, I'm not a big Ben & Jerry's guy. I actually had my very first Ben & Jerry's ice cream this year. Call me a little late to the party. These Chunky Dunky Nike Dunk SBs were such a big deal for sneaker culture, and a huge reason to like a huge, I guess, a douse of oil on the flame that was Dunk SBs this year. This like was SB hype at its peak absolute peak. It goes Chunky Dunky, and then it goes Travis Scott, and then it goes all the other stuff. Wow, yeah, this makes sense. That is on the list. For me, my personal top 10, it would not be on the list because I really think the shoe is ugly. Like, I'm sorry guys, but this shoe, as high as it was on the list, it's one of the ugliest shoes of the year. That's just my opinion, and I'm okay if you disagree with me. I don't want to wear a cow on my foot. I really have no connection to Ben & Jerry's ice cream till this year when they had their ice cream. But when it comes to Nike Dunks, this is the kind of collaboration you expect to see and thrive. The retail price was $100 US, and retail is on screen right now. All right, on to number 1 before I have to go downstairs for some Christmas dinner. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas. I'll save that for later in the video. So number 1 is the OffWhite Jordan 5. Okay, so this was, I think, one of the last lineup sneakers in Toronto. These released on the All-Star Weekend, February 15th for $200 US. So this is the black colorway that released, but I believe there was also rumored to be a white one to come out, or like a creamier one, and I don't think those released this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they'll be releasing next year. But this is a shoe that is straight fire. Such a nice shoe. I remember when these released, I was at a small little staycation with my girlfriend in downtown Toronto right before I moved out to downtown, and I saw the lineup for this shoe at the Jordan store, and the lineup was crazy. I could have lined up too, but instead I was going to Shoppers Drug Mart getting some late night snacks and some munchies. So I could have, you know, said, hey Natty, you play Mario Kart in the hotel room by yourself. I'm gonna go line up for some sneakers. You feel me? I love that they really mixed up the construction with the shoe, and they really changed a lot about the shoe. They have that super aged outsole. The sides aren't as big and bulky and puffy as they usually are, which is one of the things I don't like about Jordan 5s, how puffy that little like air pocket thing is on the side. This is a release I will probably pay resale within the next year or two. I think resale is like $1,000 right now, so a lot of money. So that is number 1 according to Complex. Please comment down below what you guys thought about this list. Hit that like button down below too. And yeah, it's Christmas Day. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas, amazing holidays. Stay safe, message your loved ones, tell them you love them. Thank you guys so much for watching another video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.